three things. There's three things you can start working on that are going to help you have a more profitable year ahead. What's shakin' bacon? I'm Joanie Simon. Welcome to my studio. This is where I do food photography, and the goal here is to improve your food photography skills so you feel confident behind the camera. And I know for me, I feel more confident when I have a good game plan for my finances and know that I can have a profitable year ahead. So I'm going to share with you three things that I'm focusing on that I think will also help you in the year ahead. So number one is to evaluate and possibly reduce your overall expenses. Now, this is certainly not a glamorous topic, but it is sort of the basics of business that when it comes to our profit, we have our income, which is the money that we're bringing into our business, and we have our expenses, the money that we're spending in our business, like my Adobe subscription, for example. I have to pay that every month, right? And so we consider the combination of those two factors. We have our income minus our expenses. We're left at the end of the day with our profit. And of course, the profit is super important to pay attention to. That is the indicator of the financial health of our business, whether we can sustain our business, live our lifestyle, all those important things having to do with our money. And so, of course, we can take in more money by boosting up our income, which we'll talk about ways to do that in a moment. But sort of the low-hanging fruit and an instant way to get more profit is to reduce your operating expenses, take down those numbers. And you can certainly consider buying less things, but one of the ways that I find it's sort of low-hanging fruit and especially applicable for us today is that there's a lot of ongoing subscriptions that we can sign up for in the course of a year, an app here, a website service here, all these little subscriptions start to add up, and maybe there's some of them that you've signed up for that you're paying for on an ongoing basis, but you don't really need them anymore. I was looking at my credit card statement recently for my business credit card, and I was like, that's a cool software, but have I really used it as much as I thought I was, or is it really worth what I'm paying for it? And if it's not, that's a great opportunity to cancel that subscription and ultimately save that money, giving me more profit at the end of the year. So if you haven't taken the time recently, I'd highly recommend just going through your bank statements, going through your credit card statements, however you organize your finances for your business, looking for those ways to save money and to ultimately boost your profit. So moving on to number two is to focus on improving your skills and including video and motion as a part of the services that you offer. That this will exponentially increase the income coming into your business, as well as helping you to win more business. Because I have to tell you, in the 2021 digital marketing landscape, video is more in demand than ever. I personally saw this in 2020, that I was so glad to have video skills as something that I was able to offer, so that yes, I'm shooting stills and we're still doing a lot of that work. However, I'm still also able to provide stuff for stop motion animation and GIFs and all these little social media pieces. Because as we saw so many businesses move to the digital platforms in 2020, right? That traditional retail, traditional ways of doing the business were out the window because of the pandemic. Everything was online, and that trend is only going to continue, as now that is our way of doing business. And so of course, digital marketers in 2021 will absolutely tell you video is a part of their strategy. It's a part of the content they're creating, and that they need more and more than they've ever needed. That you're not going to necessarily just do the one big campaign a year, but that we're doing multiple campaigns ongoing. And so what that means for us as creative people who can create that kind of content, there is more work out there than we've ever seen before. And I've just got to tell you, I've said for years that this is the best time in the world's history to be a creative person, because you cannot automate the creative process. That there is something unique about what we bring to the equation, what it is that you uniquely bring to the clients that you're going to be working with. And so to embrace that, see that as an opportunity, and to start working on honing and just being able to offer video services. Now, if in me saying that, it's all of a sudden provoked an intense level of anxiety because you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I already have all these other things I want to be working on and learning, and now you're telling me like I have to become a videographer? And I would say, no. I mean, it's certainly like video is a huge thing, right? Like, what's the best way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I'm not saying to go out and suddenly become a videographer tomorrow, but what I am saying is, as you have opportunities, maybe maybe set little personal projects up for yourself to create a little piece of video for the next week ahead, right? Like if you say today, hey, a week from tomorrow, I'm going to post on Instagram a basic stop motion. And it doesn't even have to be good. That's the secret, right? Is the part of the creative process, a part of that learning process is just being willing to show up and to try it, because that's where you're going to learn. That's where you're going to experiment. I've told the story that the very first stop motion animation I made was horrible, and people told me it was horrible, and it's fine. But I really enjoyed the format. I knew that it was valuable for my business, so I continued to try again and try again and try again. Just continue to get at bat. Don't try to make it perfect. Don't try to, make the world's most amazing stop motion animation and stop if you fail, right? Like that is not going to get you anywhere. I just want you to start taking those little baby steps. There are so many tutorials online. There's so much information that can help you learn these skills. Certainly, I will be offering more education in the video realm in 2021. But for now, I just want you to start thinking of what's a little something you can do for next week and the week after, and continue to do that. Add to those video skills, because if you can offer those sorts of things in your business, it's going to make you that much more valuable and add to your bottom line. And then number 3, the thing that is going to have the most significant and direct impact to your income, to the bottom line of your business, the thing that I promise a lot of people watching this video will not end up doing, but is so incredibly important, is to start pitching your services and connecting with the people who can potentially hire you. And I know you're saying, but you don't understand, Joanie. I'm so shy. I don't like that. It's uncomfortable. It feels awkward. I'm so scared. I hear you. I feel you. Nobody enjoys pitching themselves. Nobody enjoys that cold call, right? It's awkward, but it is an important part of our business, because if you're just sitting there waiting for somebody to find you on Instagram or to find your website via SEO or what have you, you might be sitting around a while, because the people who are making strides, the people who are moving forward, are the ones who are proactively getting out there and making connections. And I know a lot of creative folks are introverted. I, by nature, am an introverted person, but I have learned how to push myself outside that comfort zone, create little games for myself. Like, I will not let myself eat lunch if I haven't contacted 5 potential clients, right? Like, whatever little games you need to play with yourself, I don't care what they are. But what I want you to do is to be challenged to start making those contacts and connections. And I'll share with you the strategy that I was taught when I first started in sales, working for the family business, selling computer systems to restaurants back in the day before I was a food photographer. But on my first day on the job as a brand new salesperson, terrified out of my mind, but I was told to go out there and to look for 100 no's, to find 100 people who would tell me no, because guaranteed in the process of finding 100 no's, you are bound to come across 1 or 2 or maybe 10 or 20 yeses, right? That not everyone is going to be a no, but you're going to go out there and you're going to get a lot of no's, and that's okay. So if you're out there searching for the no's, then you go, okay, great, that was a no, I can move on to the next one. No, okay, great, move on to the next one, right? Keep accumulating those no's as sort of like a game for yourself. It's purely math at the end of the day, that the number of contacts, if you can increase the number of contacts that you're making, you're only going to increase then the number of clients that you're going to start working with. Now, where a lot of people go wrong in this whole pitching thing is honestly, they just overcomplicate it. They overthink it. Think that you've got to draft the perfect email, come up with the exact right thing to say, it becomes this big, huge, overwhelming thing that needs to be perfect. And that is not at all the case. It purely just needs to be contact with the person at a company who you think might potentially be a great potential client for you. Find the person who hires the photographers, send them an email, introduce them to your work and to yourself. And that's it. It's not complicated, right? I've even included just a basic little script for you below. So if you can do the research, find out who it is that you need to contact, and no, don't just send it to a general hello@blah-blah-blah.com. Nobody reads that. Or if they do, they just, pass it on and delete it. Find the person, make sure that that email has the most success of reaching the intended person that can potentially hire you. Send that to them and see what happens. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They ignore you? Okay. They say no. Okay, great. You've got your no. Move on to the next one. They say yes. That'd be awesome. Or they say, well, not right now, but maybe later. Cool too, right? These are all potential outcomes, but is that really that painful? Is that really that bad? No, we just make it out to be super duper hard in our own heads and get in our own way. So get out of your own way, go look for the no's, go build some business, go make some new clients, bring in more income, and have a more profitable year. And so those are three things that, again, don't make these overly complicated. Don't make these huge and impossible and complicated. Just little baby steps, a little here, a little there. Put some things on your calendar, put some things on your schedule just to chip away at this, because it is incredible. I'm sure for you, you think about things that you weren't doing a year ago, but that you are doing now, how much just like little by little, day by day, chipping away at it can have a significant impact on the work you do, the quality of your work, the kind of services that you offer, your bottom line profits. It's amazing. And 2021, no matter what happens, there is a lot of opportunity for creative folks like you and me. There is more business to be had out there than I think we even realize. And so start showing up, be proud of your work, stop giving into the fear, and just show up, okay? So with that, I hope you have a very happy new year. I cannot wait to share more content with you in the year ahead. It's going to be amazing. And with that, I'll see you soon. Bye.